We've all seen the flicker of light from fireflies illuminating the summer night. This is not just a light show for our entertainment. Instead, what we are witnessing is their equivalent of a nightclub. With these light displays, the males are trying to catch the ladies' eyes. The deep sea has an even crazier nightlife, with more colors and creatures. This neon glow is due to a process called bioluminescence.
Bioluminescence is a subset of chemiluminescence, which are chemical reactions that produce light without heat. Because all of the energy is converted to light, this reaction is extremely efficient. When the reaction happens inside of living organisms, this is called bioluminescence. In bioluminescence, this reaction usually depends on luciferase, luciferin, and oxygen. Luciferin is what gives out the light, but it needs energy to do that. Luciferase speeds up the reaction and helps the oxygen bind and react with luciferin, producing light. This light can be used as a means of communication for a variety of species in an otherwise dark environment. While some are found on land, such as fungi, worms, bacteria, and insects, the majority are found in the deep sea where sunlight doesn't reach. 80% of the organisms in the deep sea use bioluminescence, such as squid, shrimp, and species of fish. Most use blue and green light as it can penetrate further through the water. Bioluminescence has not yet been found in plants, amphibians, reptiles, birds, or mammals.
One way in which organisms use bioluminescence is to communicate in order to identify other members of their own species. Different types of fireflies each have a unique glowing pattern to identify other members of their kind. This is also how fireflies find mates.
Other species that don't have the luxury of moving use bioluminescence in a different way to reproduce. Foxfire is a fungus that can glow green, blue, or yellow depending on the species to attract insects in order to help spread its spores. Much like a bee visiting a flower in order to spread the flower's pollen, insects pick up the spores when they investigate the glowing fungus and spread them. Foxfire also uses bioluminescence as a warning to potential predators to prevent them from taking a bite.
Bioluminescence can also be used as a more active defense. Just like a squid can squirt ink to blind anything trying to eat it, deep-sea shrimps squirt glowing goo at fish that try to eat them. While the fish is confused and can't see anything, the shrimp are able to escape.
Another way sea creatures can use bioluminescence as self-defense is actually by drawing attention to themselves. Dinoflagellates, which are small plankton that float at the ocean surface, light up when they're threatened, such as by an approaching hungry fish. Their light can act like a burglar alarm that attracts squid or other creatures that then eat the fish, thus saving the dinoflagellate.
Other sea creatures actually light up in order to hide. When fish look up in the ocean, the sunlight from above makes the water appear lighter. Fish can find food by looking for the outline of things blocking this light, but some sea creatures are able to blend in and hide. For example, lantern sharks use bioluminescence to light up the bottom of their bodies to match the light from above. This counter-illumination makes it difficult for predators to spot them from below.
Besides using bioluminescence to avoid predators, some aquatic predators use light to find food. The anglerfish has a fishing pole attached to its head. The tip of it lights up and acts as bait, attracting fish like flies to the light. The tip is illuminated by bacteria that lives inside the tip of the fishing pole.
We usually think of light as just something to help us see. However, bioluminescent creatures don't use light for illuminating their surroundings. Rather, the light is used for a variety of purposes. Unlike the lights in a nightclub, which are used to set the mood, bioluminescent creatures are much more like the people in the nightclub. Instead of using body language, they use bioluminescence to communicate their messages. Some use it to find a date, or blend into the background. Some even use it to actively ward off unwanted attention. So the next time you think about catching those fireflies on a summer night, don't interrupt.